Welcome to this evening of Transcendence, celebrating a historic book.
Namaskar, Hyderabad. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of APJ.Abdul Kalam and Ramoji Group, we warmly welcome you all to join us in paying tribute to our legendary former president, Dr. APJ.Abdul Kalam, and celebrate his last work, Transcendence, his spiritual experiences with Pramukh Swami Maharaj. Transcendence is a historical book by Dr. Kalam that maps a journey of self-realization through a unique fusion of science, spirituality, and leadership. Let us illuminate this evening by lighting a lamp amidst the chanting of Vedic mantras. May I request the two torchbearers of India's integrity and spirituality, Pujya Bhakti Priya Swami and Shri Ramoji Ji, to kindly do the honors.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा मृतंगमय ॐ तद्विज्ञानार्थं सगुणातीतमन्विष्यात् अत्रैव गुणातीतमभिगच्छेत् दुःखातीतमभिगच्छेत् अज्ञानातीतमभिगच्छेत् मरणातीतमभिगच्छेत् द्वेषातीतमभिगच्छेत् समभावमभिगच्छेत् सर्वमित्रमभिगच्छेत् सहजानन्दमभिगच्छेत् अभिगच्छेत् सहजानन्दम्.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you, Ramoji Ji. Let us unfold this evening with a story, a tale of two boys, hailing from different backgrounds, walking different paths, yet coming together for the good of the world. Let us now watch this incredible saga, a tale of two boys.
This is a tale of two boys. One, a boatman's boy. The other, a farmer's boy. The boatman's boy was born in Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu, an island surrounded by water. His father built boats. The farmer's boy was born in Chansad in Gujarat, a village surrounded by fields. His father grew crops. Both were studious, quiet, shy, and very spiritual. They spoke little, but worked hard. The boatman's boy, though surrounded by water, was more possessed by the vastness of the skies. He loved to watch the birds fly, seagulls and cranes. The farmer's boy, though surrounded by fields, was more possessed by the calm of the mountains. He loved to visit temples and shrines and longed for the Himalayas. The boatman's boy always dreamed of flying. The farmer's boy always dreamed of praying. Soon the boatman's boy left his home to study and became the first engineer from his village to fly. The farmer's boy renounced his home and became the first sadhu from his village to serve. The engineer developed India's first hovercraft, SLVs, missiles, and then its atomic energy. What really changed his life were his two gurus, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai and Dr. Brahma Prakash. They made him a leader of science. The sadhus served in huts and villages, unifying minds and hearts. But his greatest strength was the grace of his two gurus, Shastriji Maharaj and Yogiji Maharaj. They blessed him with the power of faith and love and made him a leader of spirituality. Though the boatman's boy could not become an Air Force pilot, he did become the supreme commander of all the forces, air, land, sea and space, and the 11th President of India, the largest democracy of the world. Though the farmer's boy could not complete his studies, he founded many schools, colleges, hospitals and temples, and became the 5th spiritual successor of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, the president of BAPS, an international socio-spiritual organization. One left his island to lead the land of India. The other left his family to make the whole world his family. But eventually, divine destiny brought them together. President Kalam was searching for something that was missing, and Pramukh Swami Maharaj gave him the one thing that was fulfilling. This is the tale of something missing and something fulfilling.
It was a hot summer evening on 30th June 2001 when I met Pramukh Swamiji for the first time, resplendent of saffron robes. The gentle, fair complexion. Pramukh Swamiji was radiating divinity. That was the first thought that occurred to me upon seeing you. My friend Y.S. Rajan was with me. Y.S. Rajan, bearded man. We sat down and tried to adjust Swamiji's powerful, gracious presence, the brief conversation. So many people like me are asking, what should be the next vision for India? What will be the next vision for India? How do we transform a developed country into a developed country within next 30 years? I had given 5 ideas. But you have 6th idea. After seeing my book, you gave a 6th idea. You said the 6th idea is spiritual life of India. We have India transformed into, apart from prosperity, wealth, we should to transform into a spiritual nation. I have added there. I have drawn to Pramukh Swami's simplicity. I felt if I had known him all my life, I was sitting in the presence of my father, my teacher in higher presence. Mahaprabhu Swamiji, for me it's a 15 years travel. 2000 I saw you. Now 2050. 15 years travel. Beautiful spiritual journey. Swamiji, I saw your great day when Akshardham was inaugurated in New Delhi. That is the great day. I said I must write a book.
Something missing, something fulfilling. We are fortunate enough to have Puja Brahmvihari Swami, who has had the unique distinction of being present in each and every interaction between Dr. Kalam and Pramukh Swami Maharaj. May I now invite Puja Brahmvihari Swami to tell the saga of 14 long years in the first-hand account in person. Puja Brahmvihari Swami.
In the divine presence of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, in the equally divine presence of my Guru Hari Param Puja Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and in the immortal presence of Dr. APJ.Abdul Kalam, because I believe this evening in the heavens above, Dr. Kalam is watching all of us and smiling upon the earth. The reason is this evening is a sad occasion, but at the same time, Dr. Kalam often told us that he does not want to see a single sad face on this earth. So I believe as we have gathered to pay a tribute to such a great soul, that Dr. Kalam continues to live in the dreams of children. He continues to live in the imagination of the youth. He continues to live in the aspirations of the adults. And he continues to live because there are more than 50 scientists present this evening. He continues to live in the innovations of all you scientists together. But most importantly, he continues to live in the vision of our nation. I believe that Dr. Kalam, he was a rare space scientist who worried much about the earth. Normally, scientists who study the space and planets, they care little about the earth, but he worried about us. He was a different man, single, who did not have a personal family of his own. But very often he told us that family values are the cure and answer to perhaps most of the evils on this earth. Dr. Kalam, he himself did not have a child, but yet he became a father to millions of children of our nation. Such was the unique personality of this person. At the same time, we often refer to him as a scientist. But I believe in the core of my heart, as time goes, people will begin to remember him as a saint, a man of humility, a person who had a pure heart. His purpose was pure and his work was pure. But most importantly, this evening I have come to share an idea that Dr. Kalam, a lone man, alone, in the highest office of our nation, he had the compassion and care to befriend the smallest man in our nation, a single man who befriended the entire nation. Such was Dr. Kalam, more than just a people's president. I also feel that this lesson of friendship was unique because he has retaught, redefined, and he has asked humanity to re-understand the meaning of friendship. Perhaps no work better symbolizes and summarizes his idea of friendship than his last and latest and most monumental work, the writing of the book Transcendence, My Spiritual Experiences with Pramukh Swamiji. The book itself talks about his unique friendship, a divine bonding with a spiritual leader. Today, as I stand before you, he talks about that in the book, about a special friendship that is transcendental. I myself, though, was a witness to that. I'm too small, too insignificant to talk about a friendship so vast and so deep. Yes, it's true that Dr. Kalam and Pramukh Swami met more than 7 times in 2001, 2002, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2010, 2014, and recently 2015. In time, it would be 14 years, but in truth, it was timeless. They had several conversations over the phone, whether Dr. Kalam wanted some guidance, whether he was confused, whether he just wanted to hear Pramukh Swami's voice. Sometimes he called just thinking about Pramukh Swami. Friendship between Dr. Kalam and Pramukh Swami was unique in many ways. If I were to think of a friendship filled with so many contrasts and at the same time blessed with so many similarities, it would be this friendship with a man of science and intellect who was driven by rationality, and Param Pujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj, a man of spirituality and devotion. He was driven by faith. What a contrast. I would like to highlight that Dr. Kalam, he had been honored by more than 48 PhDs from the top-notch universities of the world. But His most ideal friend, Pramukh Swami Maharaj, perhaps could not even spell the abbreviated form of PhD. Interestingly, you must understand that Dr. Kalam did not speak a word of Gujarati, the language of Pramukh Swami, and Pramukh Swami did not understand a word of English. And still, they were the best of friends. What a friendship! There was a friendship that transcended the normal terms as we see friendship is. We live in a world where friendship is defined by communication, understanding, listening, talking. It has been reduced to the physical forms of letters, notes, and now SMSs. If somebody reads your SMS a little late, you feel offended. But here is the world that transcends everything that we know about friendship, a friendship of consciousness, a communication that was cosmic. Actually, I want to tell you, these two people, Dr. Kalam and Param Pujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj, they bonded in a very different divine way. Their friendship transcended the divisions of language, the divisions and differences of education. It transcended community, culture. It actually transcended religion. It was like the unity of minds and hearts. Their friendship in actual reality was transcendental, and perhaps that's the reason Dr. Kalam named the book Transcendence, My Spiritual Experiences with Pramukh Swami Maharaj. At the same time, I would like to highlight that not only was it simply transcendental, it was cosmic. The first time President Kalam, as a scientist, in 2001, June 30th, when he met Pramukh Swami, many of us sadhus who are present today were also present sitting on the floor. We had arranged a special sofa because he was the chief scientific advisor to the Prime Minister of India. He was the chief and head of DRDO. We put a special sofa. He came down and sat on the floor like a humble servant. But what had he come for? He laid open a special plan that he explained to Pramukh Swami, that Swamiji, listen to this, that Swamiji, me and 500 great thinkers of India from different fields and different walks of life, we have thought of a special map, a guideline for India to develop by 2020, which will take our nation forward. This is our plan. As Kalam Sahib explained one by one, that we believe that in these 5 areas, 1, education and health, agriculture, communication and information, infrastructure, and critical energy. As he laid the plans around, Pramukh Swami, I was translating, and Pramukh Swami very innocently asked, he said, Dr. Kalam, Kalam Sahib looked at him. If somebody comes to you and said that 500 best thinkers have thought of something, I don't think you and me will have a heart or even the vision or the mind or a penetration to suggest anything. Pramukh Swami said, Dr. Kalam, there is something that is missing. Kalam looked up and said, what? Swami said, faith in God. And he explained, I want to understate or underline this statement, and said, he explained that Kalam, a country is just as good as its people. What about the people? Good roads, good infrastructure, good hospitals, good schools, they don't make a country. It's the people, it's you and me that make the nation. Pramukh Swami said the only way to improve people is through morality and spirituality, and that comes through faith in God. That's when Dr. Kalam came up with these 3 ideas of, if our nation wants to move ahead, Punya Neta,